From Wall Street to Main Street, this is LALATE.
It's a big evening of evenings at LALATE with incredible news about your stock market imploding down 1,000 points, NASDAQ, Dow, and crypto as well. Why? Because of Target and the latest developing details on how it impacts your fourth stimulus check update of 2022. In tonight's recording, we go over the implosion of the financial markets, all caused by one major event today. And what was that event? It was a game changer. It was a historic day on this channel. It was the report that came in for Target's earnings for Q1 this year. It blew out the worries and blew out the concerns that we always talked about on this channel and amplified them even more. Situation very problematic tonight, as this U.S. economy is going down badly, very quickly, faster than we thought, and we did not have guidance from Target before this announcement today. I'll go over what the Republicans and Democrats' reaction was to the news with the Target earnings and what they said about Build Back Better Act. Then we'll be going back over to Build Back Better Act and what it means for you in view of the Target earnings, the Target miss. What is going to go on with employment in the United States in view of what happened with Target? What about mom and pop businesses? What about the big box retailers? What about your home, your rent, your utilities, your mortgage assistance, your stimulus? I'll go over all the details of why this was a major event that absolutely changed the landscape of 2022. This announcement was something no one saw coming because Target gave no guidance, but I've been warning you across the board, it's coming. Last weekend I said get ready for the Target reported earnings this week, and also Home Depot after we had that horrible news last week from days ago from Walmart and Amazon. The great news is that a fourth stimulus check is in every U.S. state. A fourth stimulus check is in every U.S. state, and it's like a night like this that you can't sit around and wonder about automatic direct deposit lazy checks, because if you want to be lazy, you're going to be left on the sidelines. It's a day like this that we're learning that millions of Americans could potentially be losing their jobs because the big box retailers have too many people in the stores. That's why you want to become a member. Get that incredible newsletter Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And with that, in this recording, we're going to go over the big checks that have landed in every U.S. state. Yes, a fourth stimulus check that has landed in every U.S. state and how you can get it. I'm here for you like never before, because here we go. The implosion of the U.S. economy has started, and the details go over tonight's broadcast. Stay with me over the 1 hour broadcast. Stay to the very end. This is a special report with the breaking news of what happened today with Target. It's on evenings, and it all starts right now. And good evening, everybody. I hope you have a beautiful night and hope you are good. Thank you for joining me on a big night of Evenings LA with a lot of breaking news. It's a night like this that we always worried about, and the worries have now become a reality. But over this broadcast, I'm going to show you how to get a fourth stimulus check in every U.S. state. Stay to the very end. We have a huge broadcast tonight. You can't miss a single minute. Start by subscribing, then becoming a member, getting that newsletter Monday through Friday, because you need a fourth stimulus check. I got big ones for you. They've landed in every U.S. state. You need them right tonight because this economy is going down very quickly. The latest details started last weekend. In fact, they started 2 weeks ago when Amazon reported a major miss in corporate earnings over 2 weeks ago. That was before that FOMC meeting. And at the time, I told you that the Amazon earnings was a big warning signal. We need to see if anyone else was going to miss dramatically in their Q1 2022 corporate earnings. Then came Walmart days ago, saying too many employees in the store, not enough buyers, not working, too much gasoline prices, and lots of extra inventory not being sold. Then, all last weekend, I said, watch for Target, let's watch for Home Depot, and let's watch for Lowe's when they report earnings this week. This morning, the news came in from Target, and at 3 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, it was like an earthquake was hitting on the West Coast before sunrise. Target stock before the markets open was down 25%. and it closed much the same way. Target's 2022 earnings report is so dramatically important for the history of this channel. It is one of the most important news statements I can ever record on this channel for 2022. Why? It impacts everything about your wallet. It impacts your rent, your utilities, your mortgage, your homeowner's assistance. It impacts your forced stimulus. It impacts Build Back Better Act. It impacts everything that's going on for the rest of this year because it's absolutely a tsunami of bad news. Let's go over what happened with the Target announcement today. First, we'll go over what it said, then we'll go over the impact of it. We'll also go over what they didn't tell you going into today. Target reported Q1 2022 earnings before the rise of the market today. And it was a major miss. Revenue, profits, everything a major miss. What did Target say in this massive shortfall on its earnings report? It said, number one, consumer was not in the store. Number two, we tried to buffer the increased price of supply chain disruption like gasoline prices by raising the price of the goods. Consumer didn't buy. Why? The consumers that shop at Target are going for a lower price alternative, a competitive price alternative. They're not shopping for Cartier watches at Target. So they're coming to the store to buy the detergent at a better price than the competitor. They didn't find it. They found the products going up in price, and they did not buy, says Target. Suddenly we had extra inventories at Target. Suddenly we had no buyers. Suddenly, or less buyers than expected. Suddenly we misguided. Let's make this very clear, folks. I've been telling you since April that the gross national product of the U.S. economy, the GDP, is shrinking dramatically. It was supposed to be 7.1%. In April, it went to 6.9%. I said it's going to 0% by the end of the year. Target, by most analysts, was looking at a growth rate in the double digits. Yes, Target was ostensibly looking at 15, 13, 14% growth when it was doing its buying and its hiring in spring of this year. And it got messed up badly when suddenly it saw the growth at 6% heading down to 4%. Imagine a major retailer, one of the top 5 in the United States, misguiding its run of its business by thinking that the growth of this U.S. economy from 2021 and early 2022 was sustaining itself, when I said it wasn't. Finally, Target said too many employees on the store. Too many employees on the floor. We hired too many people. We should not have had that many employees. When you look at Walmart and Target together, they account for 2 million employees in the United States. It's a massive swath of the U.S. population. And what does that impact on Target's report today mean on you? Number one, Target basically signaled that the low-income individuals in the American landscape and the individuals on benefits were not buying at a higher price point the same goods that were cheaper 2 months earlier, 3 months earlier. Number two, that consumers stayed home. They just did not buy and were not going to pay for those higher price points. Number three, that the employees in the store that were making that salary raise, there's too many of them. We got to have less of them. Now, let me make very clear. Target and Walmart have not announced layoffs, but the wording of their announcements of their earnings are that we have way too many employees. We cannot operate at this many employees. Takeaway, they're going to lay off people. The wording suggests they're going to lay off people. And this is what happens as you start to head into recession. Sound familiar? It does. It sounds like 2020. When my viewers of this channel lost their jobs and suddenly said, I need FPC, I need PUA, I need UI. The only difference is we don't have it tonight. We have some little bit of UI in the United States, but we don't have FPC and we don't have PUA. It doesn't exist anymore. We don't have LWA. And people who have those jobs are going to start losing those jobs. People who went to those department stores to buy products to survive on wheat or grain or clothing products or detergent suddenly are just not buying, and that might be you. You're not going to pay 50 cents more. Or you go into this, or you go into a department, or you go into a big box retailer, and you would normally pay $2 for a gallon of milk. You're not going to pay $5 for a gallon of milk. It's just not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. You'll decide, maybe I just won't buy milk. I'll just buy something else, or I'll go without milk. And that's what happened. The reaction to the Target news was what's impacting you. Immediately, Republicans and Democrats were out talking about, yes, Build Back Better Act and Target. First, let me go over what Republicans said, then I'll go over what Democrats didn't say. Republicans immediately took the target news and said, like Representative Brady, that the target news is all the result of too much stimulus. What? Yeah. The Republicans immediately appeared on broadcast news as soon as the Target earnings came out and said the reason why Target imploded is because Americans have too much stimulus. Okay. And what else did the Republicans also say? They also said this is reason why, right away, the White House administration should give stimulus to corporate America. Okay, this is just ridiculousness. I mean, this is just wrong economic analysis. Now, reason why I'm bringing this up to you is because here we go. This is 2020, April, May all over again. Remember when I had a big problem with April, May, and especially by August of 2020? Mitch McConnell always was taking economic data that it was black and white and turning it into something, totally different, pink. That's what's going on tonight. Republicans are asking for congressional stimulus for corporate America. No, corporate America does not need more money. Corporate America, like Target, missed because it hires the most expensive, well-paid financial analysts, and they got it wrong. Obviously, they were not watching this channel. They were predicting continued growth in the U.S. economy. When I said it was not growing, I said it's contracting. They were predicting that the demand was still there. I said, it's not there. They were predicting that millions of Americans would pay more for the products. I said, they weren't. And they said that they predicted that people who are low-income generating individuals could afford a little bit more for that product in the store. They could not. I was recording that video since February. And Target got it really wrong. So did Walmart. So did Amazon. And now Republicans want us to bail out corporate America? No, not happening. Next, Republicans also said this is why we need to have small business stimulus. What, an EIDL grant? You want to give a $5,000 EIDL grant to a business because it has no customers in the store? Let's say you did give a $5,000 EIDL grant to a business. Does that bring the customer to the store? It doesn't. It doesn't. Remember, during the pandemic, the companies that could survive less customers were the big box retailers like Target and Walmart. They can do it better than anyone else. Now they can't even do it. Do you think the small business owner can do it? Absolutely not. The small business owner needs more customers. And the way you get those customers, of course, is stimulus. Build Back Better Act needs that incredible stimulus. And what else did Republicans say today? It said that the stimulus caused the inflation and that we don't need any more stimulus because it's going to cause more inflation. Again, this is nonsense. This is complete nonsense. It started on morning news with Jim Kernan, who always says everything economically incorrect, staunch Republican anchor on CNBC, and he had everything absolutely wrong, as he always does. He said that the reason why we have runaway inflation is because of Biden, that Biden gave stimulus and now the inflation is kicked in. No. Inflation is not caused by stimulus. In fact, if the federal government sent out $50,000 of new stimulus checks tomorrow, you wouldn't have more inflation. You would actually have better growth of the U.S. economy. You would have better corporate earnings. You would have better small business owners' earnings. And you would stay away from recession because people would have money to spend on. The economy would not shrink. It would actually grow. Stimulus is good for the economy, and does not cause inflation. Now, let's talk about what the Democrats said today as well. What'd they say? Excuse me. Democrats said literally nothing. I really couldn't believe it. Democrats said literally nothing today, and they're the party in control. And this is their opportunity to seize and say, hey, what? This is why we need to get stimulus right out the door. And I thought to myself, you know what, LA? This feels like summer, September 2020, when we knew there was a big problem. We knew there was a big problem with this economy. And the Democrats are saying, Trump's not doing this and the Republicans are not doing that. We need to do some stuff very quickly. Remember the Blue Dog Democrats that said we need to get that FPUC extended right away. We need to do more EIDL grants. We need to do a lot more stuff. Guess what? The situation is getting very bad very quickly. And what are the Democrats saying about the situation? This is going to hurt the Democrats more than anyone else because they are the party in control and they have no economic approach to the situation. And there's lack of economic approach to the situation because guess what? They need to do Build Back Better Act right away. If they don't do it, then what are they doing? They're not doing anything at all. And this is why tonight I want to tell you what Target means for your wallet. What does the target earnings mean for your wallet? Number one, you're going to see this channel and this community grow astronomically overnight because suddenly people are going to start really hurting economically, financially at home. And they're going to start looking for stimulus again. This is when stimulus picks up. When people are really financially hurting, they're going to look for stimulus right at ground. And they're going to understand that this looks a lot like December 2020 on this channel. What was December 2020 on this channel? We did not have a second stimulus package. Steve Mnuchin and Nancy Pelosi were negotiating. They had no deal. And I found money for you. I found the money that was out there. I was not a lot of it. It's $250,000 of money for rent and utilities. I found it because it was getting very dire, very scary in December 2020. It's getting very scary tonight, folks. It's getting very scary tonight. And the great news is that I found back in March 4 stimulus checks in every U.S. state for you. And that is why when I told you in February tsunami is out to sea, you started pouncing. We had one wonderful viewer overnight just a few minutes ago send me a beautiful message on Facebook. Say, thank you, LALATE. I got that 4 stimulus check, that check B, $25,000 she got in less than 24 hours. She says, I was worried I was not going to make my mortgage. I'm making my mortgage, and I got money from you last week. So I'm over about $30,000, and I'm going to go get more money. Really great news. She's a member, a longtime member, and she understood the importance of getting these checks before it gets bad. That is why you're going to see people starting to scamper, people starting to look high and low. Where is a check for me? I need a check right now because the situation is getting very dire. Let me tell you what Target means for this economy starting right now. First, employment. Employment's going to go really bad. It's going to go right in the toilet really quickly. Employment has been one of the real bellwethers, one of the great elements of this economy. Great numbers, generally, with the exception of last Thursday. We'll see tomorrow's numbers. 200,000 new unemployment claims last week. Not a good number, but not a horrible number. Unemployment's going to get really bad very quickly. Business is going to say, you know what? We don't have consumers in the store. We have way too many employees. We don't need you. You can stay home. We're laying you off. You're going to see the layoffs start. Then you're going to see the hiring freezes. If you've been through a recession, you know what a hiring freeze is. It means we're not hiring anyone. Don't even come and ask for a job. We have a sign on the door that says hiring freeze. They'll do it at the city, the county, the state, and also in the private sector as well. When you see the unemployment situation getting very bad very quickly, then what's going to happen? There's no unemployment stimulus like 2020. Yeah. We have unemployment like UI in its normal environment, but that's not the type of UI from 2020. This is just standard UI. You're not going to have FUC. You're not going to have PUA. What about those Uber and Lyft drivers, those 1099s? Are they going to have any unemployment assistance for them? No, it doesn't exist. So suddenly people who are going to have a burden caused by their unemployment or their employment situation tightened suddenly won't have that stimulus around. Yeah, this is going to look like summer 2020 when people like the Blue Dogs and the problem solvers and a lot of people started approaching Nancy and Pelosi and saying, hey, we need to get an unemployment assistance right out the door. And them going to Trump and saying, hey, Trump, you got to do something. And he doing LWA. Well, guess what? No one is even talking about this right now. And this is why it's very scary because guess what? You got to have these things ready months ahead of time. And when it hits, there's going to be nothing ready. There will be nothing ready for people who are watching this channel who are employed, who become unemployed in 3 months from now. There's nothing ready on the trajectory except the money I have for you. That is why it's so important to get those 4 stimulus checks in every U.S. state. I'm going to go over those checks in just a second. Next, if you're a retiree or you're on benefits, what does this situation today from Target mean for you? It means that this situation is not going to get changed for the goods you buy. So Target and Walmart, they went with a higher price point. They said, we're going to raise the prices. We have to. We cannot afford the price of gasoline and the shipping. We're going to raise the prices, and we know it's going to turn off some consumers. Are they going to lower the prices? So if you're on SSI and SSDI, Social Security, rural benefits, veterans benefits, and you go to the store and you say, $5 a gallon of milk, as I say it. I say, I actually left the milk there. I said, I'm not paying $5 a gallon of milk. I can't bring myself to pay $5 a gallon of milk. And that's what people will do. They are going to start leaving the milk there, and they're not going to buy it. They're not going to pay $5 a gallon for milk. That was, $2.30 in January. They're not going to do it. And suddenly you're going to start buying less and then choosing what to buy. And suddenly you'll say, hey, I don't have enough money here. I just do not have enough money here. Let's go to my viewers who make $75,000 or less, who are or $150,000 or less, or people who are trying to get into the middle class or grow their family. Maybe they are a small business owner. What about your situation? Well, your situation is going to get very entangled because suddenly you're battling all the things you shouldn't have to battle. Interest rates going higher, mortgage rates going higher. And if you're a homeowner, you're going to worry because your valuation of your home may actually be going down. If you're a homeowner and you have a flexible rate mortgage, you're going to be very worried because it's going to cost too much to afford it. If you have a car and you have a car loan or car payments, you're going to get very worried because the car payment's going to go up. If you have credit card debt, God bless you, because that is going to go up even more. This is the surging interest rates across the board. And so suddenly every swath of viewer of this channel is going to realize, wait a second, what happened? Not for you. You'll have already known this. This is why when I give you tough love, sometimes I do it really tough and sometimes I do it tough. Tonight, it's really tough. If you watch Afternoons LA before on this show, on this channel today, you saw me go in really deep because I got to tell you, this is where people who understand and watch the videos from beginning to end learn about the situations months ahead of time, because when you show up too late, you're literally too late. Let me go over the details right across the board. It's going to get really bad. Some of you may have jobs and then you're going to get laid off. Some of you have debts and the debts are going to be more costly to pay on a monthly basis. Some of you are having problems paying for the cost of goods in the stores, and the cost of goods is going to go up. None of these big box retailers said they're going to cut the cost. Gasoline. This morning I needed a few gallons in the car. I paid $6.30 a gallon, unleaded. And I put 4 gallons in the car. 5 gallons in the car. When you go to gas, I'll just put 5 gallons in. It was like, $1,000 for 5 gallons of gasoline at $6.30 a gallon. It's just ridiculous. It hurts everyone. And that is why when there's money available for you, you get the money. That is why when there's a storm out to sea, you grab the money. And that is why my analysis on every video is so important, because I can have this much and I can't deliver it on air in a single video. So I have to span it over across the broadcast videos. What I got to tell you, first off, is very important. Number one, I need you to watch all the videos throughout the day. Don't just come into evenings at 8 and miss afternoons at 3 o'clock. Don't miss mornings live on air, miss 11 o'clock noon. Don't miss the shows, because I got so much to cover and I can't cover it all in a 1 hour video. And when new checks come live, I announce them. When a major economic developing detail comes live, I announce it. If you know this data, you're way ahead of the ball game. If you're behind, you're in real trouble. You're in real trouble. People who woke up this morning and said, why is the stock market down 1,000 points? They were not watching this channel. I had said last weekend, Target is going to report. Get ready for the bloodbath at Target and Home Depot and Lowe's. I said Amazon and Walmart were bad last week. Get ready for Target. And then when the stock market was down, guess what? People were down the week before, and they were down the week before that. And then what about the people that don't own stocks, that just trying to make ends meet? What about their situation? Well, that is why the person who reads the title of a video and reads 4 words and calls it a day, that person's going to be left really behind. You want to read 4 words and call it a day, you're not getting yourself informed. You're not doing the effort. If you don't make the effort, you're going to get left behind. And if you think that the federal government's going to just give you a wad of cash for everyone at every single stop of the walk, then get ready. Because no Democrat was talking about the developing details of Target in the way they should have done it today. Build Back Better Act will get done. But if anyone is watching this video saying, I'm just going to wait for Build Back Better Act to give me a big, bold, beautiful check. Or they're going to read the title of a video and say, hey, I just want that. When is it landing in my hand? Here's my hand. Put in my hand. Here's my hand. Put in my hand. See that? Wait, let me get on the video. When is it landing in my hand? Put it in my hand. You know what I'm going to do? Stop that. Stop that right now. Stop putting out the hand and doing that. That needs to stop right now. That's why I wanted that sound effect on the camera. Hopefully I didn't blow out the audio. That's why I wanted that sound effect. Get that hand and start typing. Start using the phone. Start getting stimulus checks. Stop doing this and start using the hand. You're going to lose your job. You're going to lose your home. You're going to lose the rent. You're going to not be able to afford the $5 gas, the $5 milk, or the $6.30 gasoline. It's going to get worse. And you need to wake up right now. Let me talk to you also about what Target didn't do for you as well. Financial analysts, their jobs are to predict where the markets are going, like I do for you. I base my information upon what's available. Department of Labor, Jay Powell's comments, Joe Biden's comments, and the corporate earnings. Target's being slammed tonight because they gave no guidance about this horrible economic report before it came out. Imagine the major retailers in the United States are having a very bad economic prediction, and they don't tell you ahead of time. So you have to wait for the economic news, the corporate earnings news to come out at sunrise on this particular day of May, and then you're like, what? Where was the guidance on this, Target? That's why financial analysts tonight are furious. They're furious, but there was no guidance with these Target numbers. Apple gave you guidance 2 weeks ago that says we cannot get the component parts into the iPhone out of China, but they're not giving us guidance on how much that's going to hurt the corporate earnings bottom line. Amazon gave us guidance that it's worried about labor costs. It's worried about how much it costs to run the business, but it's not giving us guidance about that. What about the major department stores? Are they giving us guidance where they're going to start laying people off? They're not. Guess what happened when Target announced the news? Companies like Dollar General and Dollar Tree went down dramatically because suddenly people equated that information to something no one knew. We did not know that the lowest generating income individuals, the people on benefits, were not being able to afford these basic items in the lowest level of the retailer market. Yeah, Dollar General. These are dollar items. This is not Tiffany's or Neiman Marcus. This is dollar items. And when Dollar Tree is tanking, it means that they don't think that they can even get their consumers on the market, in the stores, into the dollar stores. That is a economic indicator, a corporate indicator. We did not know. We did not know. And guess why that's so scary? Because that is your future. That is your future. And suddenly when it hits like a brick like it did today and everything implodes very dramatically, then suddenly everyone's hurt. You're hurt. Across the board, if you are a small business owner, you're hurt. If you're on benefits, you're hurt. If you're a retiree, you're hurt. If you're a low-income generator, you're hurt. If you own stocks or don't own stocks, you are hurt. If you're just trying to get a darn stimulus check. And that's why I'm here. It's exactly like December 2020. It's exactly like December 2020 when I felt your pain. I felt your pain as Nancy Pelosi held out for that darn FPUC of $600 a week and she could not get it. And Steve Mnuchin offered her $400 a week and she turned it down. And I said, what are you doing, Nancy? People needed that $400 a week. Take it. It would have been $12,000. She turned it down. FPUC retro. And I said, I need to get you money. And I did. I looked high and low and I found you some rent, utilities, and mortgage assistance. The situation is the same tonight. The only difference is I said this is a problem back in February. Back in February, I said we're going to recession. I said, I need to get you money. In February this year, when I said we're going to recession for 2 years, I didn't just give you a cushiony little fluffy broadcast about where this economy is going. I said, no, we're going to hell in a hell basket and I need to get you some cash. And I did. I looked high and low. That's the difference between me and everyone else. I'm just going to say it so bluntly, I can just finally just come right out and say it. This is the difference between me and everyone else. For everyone else that just sits there and reads a darn report or talks about the future of Build Back Better Act, the future of this, or reads an economic report, or read something from a print manual, or read something this, they're not spending any time and effort to find you a check, to tell you how to get the check, to go over the application with you, to tell you where to get it and how to get it. No one is going through that. No one cares. They don't care. They do not care. They did not get you an EIDL grant. They did not get you an EIDL loan. PUA, FPUC, LWA, check A, check B, check C, purple, third stimulus. They don't care. They just there to report whatever they can put together in a quick little video. I care. That is why I'm here, and that is why with all this incredible, major tough love tonight, I'm telling you, step 1, get a check. Step 2, get another check. Step 3, get a third check. And it starts by staying with me after the commercial break. After the commercial break, we're going to go over all these incredible checks that are in every U.S. state. If there was ever a time and place that you want to get every check, you want to get them tonight. Because what's going to happen in 30 days from now, 90 days from now, is everyone's going to be really financially hurting, and they're going to say, where's a darn check? And you have gotten it. You have gotten it. And maybe, we don't know, but maybe these checks may have run out in 90 days from now. That is why you can't wait around, because these checks have been alive for several months. You need to get those 4 stimulus checks. It starts by becoming a member. The membership link is at the top of the chat. Become a member. What are you waiting for? Have I not scared you enough? Have I not warned you enough? Have I not given you enough prediction of where we're going? Become a member. Get that newsletter Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time via the YouTube alert system. We'll go over more about that membership newsletter after the commercial break, but more importantly, we're going to go over some checks. You need those checks. I want you to get those checks. As that one viewer who got $25,000 from Check B overnight, it's your opportunity as well. I'll be back with you in 60 seconds as a big broadcast for Evenings LA continues. Direct from Santa Monica, California tonight. But first, here's a little bit about the members community page. See you back in 60 seconds as Evenings LA continues tonight. If you want money right now, not 5 days from now, and not 5 weeks from now, then reach out to the community page. The volunteers can help you find that money for rent and utilities. That's at news.la.com/community. The community page features a series of volunteers who are viewers like you. They can help you find rent, utilities, SNAP, food benefits, mortgage assistance, and help you with eviction moratorium questions as well. Their Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram individuals reach out to them and indicate the city and state you're from, and they'll get back to you shortly. That's a community page. Volunteers working for you, viewers helping one another. Stay with LA for more. Join LALATE Daily for the excitement of the new LALATE live daily. The excitement starts on mornings LALATE at 9 a.m. Home LALATE returns at 11 a.m. daily. And then afternoons LALATE at 1 p.m. Join us daily as the excitement continues live from Santa Monica on LALATE. And the excitement continues right now in a big second half of Evenings LALATE as those target earnings are taking an impact on everyone's wallet tonight. I'll explain to you why later in this video, but first up, we're going to get some checks. I think I put enough fire under your feet tonight, so it's time to get some forcible checks in every U.S. state. If you've not become a member right now. That forcible check is in every U.S. state, and you need to get it. If you did not become a member during the commercial break, do it right now. Go to the top of the chat, under the video's description, and join. Join this channel right now. Subscribe to this channel right now. You're watching America's most watched show for financial news in prime time and the most comprehensive coverage you're going to see anywhere on the landscape for this recording, this subject matter in America tonight. That's why you want to subscribe to this channel. Then become a member and get that incredible newsletter Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And with that, let's go over these incredible checks starting right now. A forcible check is in every U.S. state, and I've been saying that on this channel since the month of March. Tonight, that forcible check is still in every U.S. state. And those checks are Check A, Check B, and Check C. It's a lettering system I created for this channel. It's not what they're formally known as Check A, Check B, and Check C. But it covers all of you. It covers single individual, married couples, people on benefits, people not on benefits, renters, homeowners, people of all walks of life. It's for you. All you have to do is listen and learn. Let's go over all those incredible checks starting right now. First, remember, the income qualifications for these checks is the same as the third stimulus check, so you're good on this one. Single individual, $75,000 less, you qualify. Married couple, $150,000 less, you qualify. And if you're on benefits, SSI, SSDI, Social Security, or railroad benefits, you qualify. So let's go over these incredible checks to start with that first check right now. And that first check is check A. What you're going to see in this recording is that I'm not here for small, measly checks. No, you're going to see that I'm talking about tens of thousands of dollars of checks. And that first check we're going to look at for stimulus is check A. Check A is a $6,500 to $12,000 for stimulus check. Is in every U.S. state. It's a lot of money. When was the last time you saw a stimulus check of $12,000? Probably not since early 2020. Income qualification, same as what I just said. $75,000 less, you can get it. Married couple, $150,000 less, you can get it. It's called the homeowner's grant check. How do you get it? Step 1, subscribe to this channel. Have you subscribed? You need to right now. Step 2, become a member. Join this channel. The link is under the video's description and also in the top of the chat. And you go right into that membership newsletter, delivered to you Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time via the YouTube alert system. And you go right down to Check A. At Check A, there's a link to apply. Yes, the only way you apply for Check A is online. With your phone, totally fine. You go right into the nationwide website, then choose your respective state, then choose the weatherizing grant check. It's all detailed in the newsletter. You just follow along the instructions in the newsletter and you apply. And there you go. And congratulations to all the incredible viewers who've got to Check A. If you're in the live chat right now, write your success story if you got a Check A and write where you are and where you live and how much you got. Let's go to Check B. And there's a four-stimulus check in every U.S. state, and one viewer overnight got $25,000 from this. Again, that was the viewer who said, I didn't think I was going to get it, and I got it, and it just showed up. Ecstatic, she said. I was facing potential default on my mortgage, and I didn't. I needed that $25,000 right away. I got it, and I've been getting money from you all summer, all this year's law as well. So my message to her: go get some more money. Now that she's gotten the $25,000, it's putting fire under her feet, and it should for you as well. Viewers of this channel have gotten on average $66,000 to $80,000 from this Check B. It's a four-stimulus check in every U.S. state. It's called the Homeowner's Grant Check. How do you get this? Step 1, you become a member. Step 2, you go into that newsletter. Go right down to Check B in the newsletter, and it gives you the link. You go right in and apply. Get that incredible check from Check B, application in right away. Do not wait. And there you go. That is the wonderful Check B in the four stimulus checks of every U.S. state. Now, let's go to Check C. Check C reminds us of a very simple thing that I got a check for all of you. This is for renters and homeowners. Yes, I got a check for renters, and that is Check C. How many times do I got to say it? Check C is for renters, and how much is it? It's averaging about $2,000 over 12 months across the board, and many viewers have gotten over $100,000. It's averaging sometimes $45,000. And what is involved? Rent, utilities, mortgage assistance, and more. How do you get these incredible sums of money? First, you go into that membership newsletter again. Then you go down to Check C. At Check C, you learn about where you call. Now, in case of Check C, you're calling. You're not applying online. You're calling at least 15 places. They're all detailed in the membership newsletter. And you're asking for the keywords mentioned in the newsletter. Rent assistance because of COVID. Mortgage and utility assistance because of COVID. You don't say words they don't say, like stimulus check or Check C. And you get those applications in as many places as you can. A four stimulus check is in every U.S. state, and which checks are they? They are Check A, they are Check B, and they are Check C in every U.S. state. Renters have checks in every U.S. state. Homeowners have stimulus checks in every U.S. state. People on benefits have a four stimulus check in every U.S. state. Single, older, younger, everyone has a four stimulus check in every U.S. state. That is why you need to become a member and get those incredible checks across the board. Check D is an additional check, but it's not in every state. Check D is in 24 states, and it is a check that, in essence, in many cases, automatically lands without having to do anything. And how do you learn about Check D? Is all in the membership newsletter. You go right down to Check D in the newsletter, and at that newsletter tells you what your respective state is doing if it's one of those 24 states. And there you go. Those are the 4 stimulus checks in every U.S. state. Let's go in with a little bit of tough love right now, based upon the developing details I just went over with you just seconds ago. Number one, if you're a person who just reads the title of a video and thinks they have the entire story of a 1-hour video summarized in 4 words of a title, you're lazy. You're lazy. I mean, there's nothing else to say about it. You're lazy. You're lazy. Do you think that I can summarize how to get $80,000 of checks in 4 words of a title? No. You're lazy. And if you don't want to take the effort to learn and listen to the entire video, then I can't help you. You're going to be in a very bad situation very quickly. Next, if you're a person who presumes that 2022 is 2020, then maybe you deserve to work at Amazon or Walmart or Target, because guess what? This ain't 2020. This ain't 2021. I don't want you to refer to something you did before, because it's not that year anymore. I had one person in live chat last night say, where do I do the non-file filing to get my 4 stimulus check to land in my direct deposit account? Folks, or that person, the non-filer filing went away in 2020. I mean, you're 2 years old in the story. It's like you're talking about a storyline from an old Real Housewives episode from 3 years ago. It's not that situation anymore. You need to know the current situation. People presume that they went through something and that something is repeating itself. It's not repeating itself. You need to know the present. Moreover, you need to know where things change by the hour. Things are literally changing by the hour. And I see some people who think that they can sort of just pop into the evening show and then sort of not watch mornings or not watch noon and presume that everything will be summarized in evenings. Oh no. There is too much implosion, too much bloodbath, too much downsize of these financial markets that in a given day, I literally do not have enough time to get even into the evening show, which is 1 hour, everything anymore. So I need you to make sure you catch all the other shows throughout the day, because I'm not repeating everything in the evenings because there's too much going on. When we talk about news sources out there, it was a strange day today where news sources were running these articles that said Mark Cuban, head of the Mavericks and a tech guy who I used to go to events next to, he said, I think that Biden would be correct in doing $10,000 of student loan debt. And some of the titles of the articles were very strange. It made it look like $10,000 had been forgiven. It hadn't been forgiven. And that is why it's so important to just really listen here, because I got confused when I saw those articles. I'm like, wait a second, did Biden forgive $10,000? He had not. Now, when we turn back to the situation for what we learned today from Target, I got to tell you, this is all scary. I thought yesterday, this recording today would be about what Jay Powell said. Jay Powell, head of the Federal Reserve, had horrific comments last night. Horrific. And yeah, I did feature them on Evenings LA last night, but I got to tell them to you again. He basically said that I'm going to hit inflation like with a hammer. No, with a sledgehammer until I get it down, which basically means he's going to do a 0.5 basis point indefinitely until inflation comes down. Folks, if I didn't have the Target news, I would be running that with fireworks, because that is a scary comment. It's a scary comment. Featured last night on Evenings LA, that Jay Powell comment basically says, I don't care if I'm getting it wrong, I'm going to do it even more than ever before. He's doubling down. Let's recap. Jay Powell's not going to get inflation down by raising interest rates. And what is he going to give you? Your car payment is going to be more expensive. Your flexible mortgage rate, more expensive. Your credit card debt, more expensive. Things are just going to go and be more expensive. Mortgage rate's going to be more expensive. And then if you're impacted by any of these things, let's say you're a contractor, a plumber, electrician, you're going to see housing starts down. That industry is going to hurt you. Maybe you're going to see, maybe you work at a dealership, a car dealership. You're going to see less people buying cars, less people debt financing cars. You're going to see the impact of all this bad moves by Jay Powell. And his comment is, I'm doing more of it. And I'm not going to stop it. Folks, we got a lot of evils in this economy. We have a lot of evils in this economy. And I'm not saying that Jay Powell is personally evil. I just say his economic policy is really out of touch. And then we got politics. Then we got politics. The comments by the Republicans today were just insane. That when Target says we hurt in our earnings report today, because we did not have low-income or our type of consumer. You know what the consumer is, a target. It's not someone who's buying a Fendi handbag or arriving in a Lamborghini to the store. Our consumer did not show up because it could not afford those price points. What did the Republicans say? Give corporate America more money. No, they just said to you they don't have the consumer showing up. You can give corporate America $3 billion more in aid. You can do 20 more EIDL grants and PPP loans and PPP and everything and over and over and under. And guess what? The consumers is not going to show up. That is really incorrect economic analysis. But for the Democrats, they had no economic analysis. They said nothing. They said literally nothing. They literally said nothing. And then, as I touched on 2 nights ago, we have these talking heads out there, these sort of like faux celebrities that are really talking with their wallet. And they're saying, I'm not a Republican, I'm a Democrat. I'm talking sensibly about the economy. I got to tell you, they're talking with their wallet and they're getting it wrong and they know it's wrong. And who am I talking about? Jeff Bezos? I'm talking about Elon Musk. Jeff Bezos saying Biden shouldn't do Build Back Better Act. And Elon Musk, basically slamming Biden and slamming Build Back Better Act. Why? Because it's a package that doesn't help them. Build Back Better Act says we didn't give money for Americans to go buy some Fords and GMs, not Teslas. Yeah, you would be angry as well if you're Elon Musk. And Amazon, the president is trying to give more money to people who unionize and help people who unionize. He's a union guy, as Sirloin used to say. Amazon would be furious as well. So they're talking with their money. And suddenly I can just feel sort of this dark cloud over the horizon as we have the Republicans misstating the economic analysis. And then we have these sort of faux celebrities that are now talking with their wallet, telling you this is what's going on. And some people believe every word from Bezos or Elon, and it's really incorrect information. It's people that are talking about how it impacts their wallet. When we turn to you in mindset, you got to remember that my job is to deliver the news as fast as it comes out, as fast as it goes on air. So you need to watch every video throughout the day. You can't just show up at the evenings or late and not watch afternoons. You can't just watch afternoons and miss noons. Moreover, I'm dependent upon what news is announced. If Target doesn't announce their predictions of their bad earnings reports, give you guidance that there's something bad on the horizon, I won't have it till the announcement comes from Target, and then you get hit by a tsunami. And that's why Wall Street analysts were very, very angry with Target tonight. Ultimately, I can pool the items together. I can pull Walmart and Amazon and Target together and tell you this is what's going on. But it only takes an event like today that says, hey, we had it very wrong. I didn't have it wrong in telling you where this economy is going. I just thought it was going there much later this year. I told you recession by 2023, January 2023. Target's numbers are basically saying, hey, we have a big problem now in January 2022, not January 2023. Target basically saying, we have big problems right now, folks. Not now, but last quarter. Problems last quarter. And I thought this was going to get very, very serious by the fall of this year. It's already serious right now. Ultimately, when you know where we're going, you can prepare with me. My job is to get you checks. My job is to tell you where this economy is going. My job is to prepare you accordingly. And my job is to stay with you as a family every hour, every day. And I hope you do as well. So tune in throughout the day so I see you and I answer your questions when you have questions about, what's going on then with that next FOMC meeting. What's going on then with the weatherizing grant? What's going on then when I reached out to 2 nonprofits and I didn't hear back from the third? What's going on with that then? I need you to make the effort. And when you make the effort, if you get stalled up, if you have a question, then I'm there for you as well. If you have applied for Check A, Check B, or Check C, and you're a member, and you're having problems with the application or something about the application, send me a private message on Facebook. I'll be happy to answer it. If you're wondering where the newsletter is, well, we have an informational video on this channel about the newsletter. But let me go over again how to ensure you get that newsletter. Step 1, subscribe. You have to subscribe. Step 2, become a member. Purple Hawk, Purple Power, Calcino VIP. The join button under the video, it says join. Then, and stay a member. Don't not stay a member, because boy, the situation is traveling very quickly. You can't miss a single darn check. Number 3, go to the front of the channel. There's a little bell, and hit that bell and make sure all notifications are set to all on. When you set the notifications on, then you're ready to rock and roll. Then watch for 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time via the YouTube alert system. You'll receive 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, then alert that says new YouTube post, by a member post by LALATE, and it will say the newsletter. It comes at 7 p.m. Click it, and it sends you right into the membership newsletter. Read it. Check A, apply. Read check B, apply. Recheck C, pick up the phone and get that big money. Don't wait, because ultimately my biggest fear is that you wait and the money runs out. My biggest fear is you don't find this channel and then you find me after the money runs out. My biggest fear is that there's going to be a tsunami of bad economic news and also tsunami of people looking for stimulus. And I don't know how much money I have for you in check A and B and C for people who start coming to this channel in the next 2-3 months when the situation gets worse very, very quickly. That is why you're watching this channel tonight. You are here in May watching this channel. You go get this money right now, because there is going to be a sea, a ocean, a floodgate of people going and looking for money when this economy goes down very, very quickly. They may have been riding on all happy news and all great news, and then suddenly people always wait to the last second. You know they wait till the last second. They wait till the landlord is knocking on the door. They wait till the bank says, you know, the debt needs to be paid off. They wait too late, and then suddenly they're coming asking for the money. That's not you. Tonight you're becoming a member. Tonight you're going and applying for that money. Tonight, you're getting every check, and then when you get some checks, you're going to go back and get more checks across the board. Tonight, the shows continue. We have Evenings LALATE at 5 o'clock. We have Evenings Countdown at 6. Straight and Similar at 7. Evenings Extra at 8. And then Sunset at 9 o'clock. Then we continue tomorrow morning at Early Mornings LALATE at 4 a.m., Countdown at 7 a.m., and Mornings LALATE back at 9. And then always every day at noontime is our 11 o'clock Q&A show. From the shores of Santa Monica, California, God bless you to all of you. Stay with me. Stay always on point. And remember, get the big money. Do not wait until Target or the next surprise hits the market. Target was a surprise today because they did not give guidance. There could be another surprise on the horizon. But ultimately, if you get a first stimulus check in every U.S. state in your wallet, you're not going to be worried about the surprise, because you have already saved up the money. And with that, have a beautiful evening. Don't forget to become a member, subscribe, and stay here throughout the day with America's most watched show for financial news in prime time. It's Evenings LALATE.